letters you wrote to him as a child, and I read them.
Daphne.
Just because something is not perfect.
Dear gentle viewer, this YouTuber is back with some news that might not be for the faint of heart. If you've been eagerly waiting for Bridgerton Season 4 and hoping to see a familiar face return, you're in for a treat, because none other than Phoebe Dynevor, aka Daphne herself, has shared some thoughts on life after Bridgerton and the possibility of coming back. So let's dive into everything we know about Season 4 and more. Phoebe Dynevor, who shot to fame playing Daphne Bridgerton on Bridgerton, recently opened up about her career after the breakout role and the possibility of returning to the Netflix series. She became one of the show's standouts alongside Rege-Jean and has earned praise for her role in the thriller Fair Play with Alden Ehrenreich. Up next, she stars in the action film Inheritance, hitting theaters on January 24th. In an interview with Screen Rant about Inheritance, Dynevor reflected on her journey post-Bridgerton, calling the last few years interesting. She pointed out how the release of Bridgerton Season 1 happened right at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, and her film Fair Play came out during the actor strike in 2023. As for a return to Daphne, Dynevor said she's open to it but hasn't gotten the call yet. Life post-Bridgerton has been interesting, she said. I had a film come out last year, Fair Play, that I was really excited about, but that came out in the strike. It's been an interesting few years for our industry. But would I revisit Daphne? Yeah, if they want me back. I haven't gotten the call yet, but I'm available. I hear they're shooting Season 4, so what does Dynevor's comment mean for Daphne's future on Bridgerton? While Daphne doesn't play a huge role in the upcoming episodes, based on the source material, there is a scene where she has tea with Sophie, played by Yeren Ha in Season 4, and others. Daphne makes a comment about Benedict, and Sophie defends him. This could be a way to bring Dynevor back into the story, maybe even expanding on that moment. It's also possible the show could stray from the books to give fans the chance to see Daphne again. Even though she wasn't in the spotlight much in Bridgerton Season 2, with Inheritance being her first major action film promotion, Dynevor has expressed interest in returning to Daphne. Part of the fun of a long-running series is catching up with characters we love, and since Bridgerton connects all its characters so well, there's definitely hope we'll see Daphne again, even if it's not exactly how the books laid it out. In Season 3, Episode 8, titled Into the Light, we're introduced to Michaela Sterling, a gender-bent version of Michael from When He Was Wicked. This surprising twist hints that Francesca Bridgerton might be gay, or at least bisexual, which wasn't part of the original book. Ever since this reveal, there's been speculation about which elements of Francesca's story will stay or change in the show. One thing that must stay is the presence of John Sterling, even though he dies before Francesca's season. In the book, he haunts both Francesca and Michael for different reasons, and Bridgerton needs to keep that lingering impact. His memory and influence should stay with them, especially as it drives Francesca's emotional journey. There's also the crucial 4-year time jump between John's death and Francesca and Michaela's reunion. In that time, Michael runs off to India to escape his guilt, while Francesca focuses on managing the Kilmartin estate. These years of isolation are key to the story and need to be addressed in the show. Though they can't show all 4 years, they should make it clear what both characters were up to. As for Francesca and Michaela's relationship, it's important to minimize their contact during these years so that when they finally reunite, it feels like a big surprise. Michaela doesn't need to escape to India like Michael did. Just staying away from Francesca in Britain will suffice. Given Bridgerton's commitment to diversity, the show should avoid portraying India in a colonial context. One of the best scenes from When He Was Wicked is when Francesca and Michael get caught in a thunderstorm and end up in a gardener's cottage, leading to an intimate moment. This could be reimagined for Francesca and Michaela, with Michaela teaching Francesca how to truly connect with a woman, maintaining the intimacy from the book but adding a fresh twist. There's also the touching scene where Francesca talks to Violet about second love. In the show, they'll need to adjust this to include Violet's new love interest, Marcus Anderson, showing how their love story mirrors Francesca's. Francesca's love for flowers An important part of her story should also be highlighted as she prepares for her relationship with Michaela. When Francesca and Michaela share their first kiss, the emotional weight of the moment should still be there, but with a twist. Michaela should be the one running away, reflecting her guilt over her feelings for Francesca. This adds vulnerability to her character and builds on the tension of their relationship. The iconic line, "When he was wicked," from the book, which refers to a playful inside joke between Michael and Francesca, could also be adapted for their LGBTQ+ relationship. It would mark Francesca's realization that it's okay to love Michaela, just as it was okay for her to love John. One of the most pivotal moments is when Francesca visits John's grave and admits her love for Michael. Bridgerton can't skip this scene, as it's the foundation for Francesca's grand confession to Michaela. And just as important, Francesca's struggle with fertility should still be part of her storyline, shedding light on the challenges many women face. Finally, Bridgerton should end Francesca's season with a touching montage of Francesca and Michaela, accompanied by a voiceover of a letter from John's mother, Janet. This would bring everything full circle, honoring both Francesca's love for John and Michaela. Season 4 is shaping up to deliver a much stronger villain than Season 3. The upcoming season is in production, with a likely release set for 2026, and it's bringing in a new character who might do a better job of carrying the villain arc than Cressida did last season. Speaking of Cressida, her storyline in Season 3 was a letdown. In the books, Cressida is more of a self-centered character, seeking attention and money through claiming Lady Whistledown's identity. The show made some changes to her arc, where her motivation seemed more about her parents pushing her to find a husband rather than her being financially desperate. Her father, a cruel man, pressures her to marry someone quickly, threatening to marry her off to an elderly man if she doesn't comply. This desperation leads her to impersonate Lady Whistledown. However, this new angle made it hard to really view her as a villain. The show tried to make her seem more sympathetic, but it didn't quite land. Her bullying of Penelope, like in the books, makes her hard to root for. It seems Bridgerton couldn't decide whether to make her a full-fledged villain or someone we could feel sorry for. Now, Season 4 is bringing in Lady Araminta Gunn, a character from An Offer from a Gentleman. Played by Katie Lung, Araminta is a stepmother to Sophie Beck, a new character for the season. Araminta is already set to be a much more menacing villain than Cressida. In the book, Araminta resents Sophie's very existence and goes to extreme lengths to punish her after Sophie escapes from servitude. She even discovers Sophie working for the Bridgertons, which